Welcome to this Action Pod number 85, Being the Daily Hero. This is from OperationGreatness.com, 3minuteinspiration.com, and 8billionas1.com. This is Focus Wealth Immersion Action Pod number 85, Being the Daily Hero. When you hear those words, what comes to mind immediately for you? Being the daily hero. How much are you already living true to the hero? It is your destiny. It is your design. It is your duty, your responsibility to be. What is that requiring of you to be the daily hero? To be the master of your life, right? You are the captain of your ship. You alone are determining the direction you are moving. How well are you doing that every moment of every day? How consciously are you choosing which direction you are moving? How much of every moment are you consciously making the decision, this action is where I am choosing to go? This action here is aligned with my divine design, duty, destiny, dharma. This is congruent for me. This is moving me closer to living my goals, desires, and dreams. And I'm not doing this action because that would have moved me further away. This is the work you are required to take every moment of every day. You realize that, right? And you're doing that consciously now. So let me share with you a story that I saw on Facebook today, and I shared it myself on my Facebook. And I want you to see this as the example of you doing this work every day. So let me read this story I'm going to share this story with you and then hear this in the context of the preface that I put on this on my Facebook. This is what I wrote. I hope we all think we would act this selflessly, courageously, heroically when the need arose, yet until that special moment, we won't know how we would act given this circumstance happening to us. And yet this day, this moment, we can choose unconditional service, becoming selfless and coming from love and being present and holding the space for others. And this is what truly matters. So I realize you don't know what I'm talking about here. So I'm going to share this story about a woman faced with a very traumatic experience in her life and the presence that she showed. She stepped up. She did the work required of her in her professional role. And yet, what I'm saying is, you hear this story and you realize this is what you are faced with every day. The challenges, the adversities, the obstacles, the struggles, the stress that, think of, okay, so I want you to see the adversity that she faced as just representative of the struggles, the adversities, the challenges that you are faced with every day. And I want you to stand heroically, courageously, doing the work required of you, just as she did the work required of her. And I realize, it's not a comparison like, well, your struggles are, whatever, greater than or less than what she faced. Don't compare, just look at this as struggle and you meet that struggle head on. You do the work required of you in the moment, and yet you're coming from that place of selflessness, courageousness, doing the work required of you every moment. And that is the path of a life well lived. So let's read the story and hear it from that context of this is what I do every day, just in the course of being me. I'm always doing what's required. I'm doing more than what's required. I'm being that courageous leader I am. Okay, are you ready for this? Okay, so this is from, I don't know for sure, but it's attributed to, or the woman who posted it, or I think it's a woman, Acela Madage. So let's read this story here. Let's first meet this woman here, get a sense of who she is if you're watching the video here, which you're doing through operationgreatness.com/live. You're able to see the video of this when you're part of our 8billionisone.com mastermind. Okay, so let's read her story here. In the early morning of September 5th, 1986, Pan Am Flight 73 was hijacked while on the ground in Karachi by four armed Palestinian terrorists. Amid the sudden panic and confusion, 22-year-old senior flight attendant Nirja Banat, Bhanot, I don't know how to pronounce her name exactly, Banat, acted with remarkable composure. Without drawing attention, she managed to alert the cockpit by discreetly punching in the hijack code. Thanks to her quick thinking, the pilots escaped through the overhead hatch, ensuring the aircraft remained grounded and preventing the hijackers from using it as a deadly weapon in the sky. So quick thinking saved lives. This requires what? You to remain in your center, to remain in peace, to be clear-headed. What does that require of you? For you to continue to maintain your focus on your goals, desires, and dreams, keeping that locked in your sights, right? Because no matter what adversity presents itself, you are not losing your cool. You're not becoming overwhelmed by emotions. No, you're the strong leader. You are the master of your life, which means the master of your mind, first and foremost, right? To remain level-headed, cool, calm, collected, and in your center, in your power, right? So how well are you doing that? What does that require of you to master your mind, to know what you want, to know who you are, and to be vigilant about not losing control, not letting emotions get the best of you, not letting your mind run the show. The wild horses of your mind are firmly within you and your control, right? Over the next 17 tense hours, Nirja displayed unwavering bravery. When the terrorists began seeking out American passengers, she quietly gathered and hid their passports, slipping them under seats, tossing them down chutes, and even flushing some away. Her efforts disrupted the hijackers' plans and likely spared dozens of lives. Throughout the ordeal, she stayed calm, offering strength to the terrified passengers and working tirelessly to shield the vulnerable. So this is you showing up, right? In whatever situation you face. You recognize that this is what's required of you in the moment. Whatever that adversity is, you handle it with your strength, with your center, within your power. And this is your purpose, is to be that leader. No matter who you are, no matter what your situation is, you have the power, you have the strength, you have the fortitude, you have the discipline to show up. And you're holding space, you're being present, right? This is what's required of you. This is why you're experiencing whatever that obstacle is, to be present, to help others, to be of service, to be that strong leader who's inspiring people, showing up fully, and being of service to them. That's why that adversity is in your life, for you to be that disciplined, focused master, leader, inspiration, and example. You're showing everyone how much more present they can be, how they can rise to the occasion and be that strong presence for the people they are here to serve, no matter what that adversity or obstacle is. Would you say that's fair? Will you be that leader? In the final moments of the standoff, as violence erupted and bullets flew, Nirja chose courage over safety once more. She opened an emergency exit, guiding passengers out of harm's way. As gunfire raged, she used her own body to shield 3 children, sacrificing her life so others could live. Nirja Benat was just 22 when she died, but her selfless actions saved more than 350 people. She was posthumously awarded India's highest peacetime honor, and her legacy endures as a symbol of fearless compassion in the face of unimaginable danger. What a story. This is her dharma. Well, I'm getting chills here just recognizing this. She knew, she showed up. She did what she knew was required of her. She didn't think, oh, but I could get hurt, or what if I get killed? No, she knew this was her moment and that she had the power to do the work of saving others, being that selfless person. And this is what she did. This was her dharma. She knew that this was she probably knew that she would be killed, and yet she didn't think of herself. She was that leader who was there to be of service, doing the work required of her that moment to serve others, to be that person saving the lives of those others on that plane. So, how would you respond if this happened to you? Would you run or would you stand fearlessly? Well, I mean, she wasn't like, the shield. No, she did what she could subvertly or covertly to help others. Like they're going to look for Americans, so I'm going to take their passports and hide them or dispose of them to save their lives. This is this is an example of the courageous person you are. And I realize you're not going to probably face hijackers in an airplane. And yet, what is that adversity facing you right now? And how courageously are you being present with it and showing up for it and being that leader, being of service, being of selfless service, taking on the responsibility and maybe even taking the hits yourself so that others don't have to suffer, because this is why you are here. This is why you are a strong person. This is why you've done the training. You've done the reps. You've lifted the weights. You've become strong yourself to make others have to endure less challenge and hardship and adversity and evil because of you, because of the leadership that you are showing right here. So, what is your challenge? And are you showing up fully for that? And being of service, helping others experience more joy, happiness, fulfillment, less pain, misery, suffering, challenge, struggle. Share your thoughts about all this and be that inspired leader. You're here to serve, to make others' lives easier, more fulfilling, more rewarding, less painful because of your example, because you've gone through the pain and the suffering for them. That's how I want you to respond to this, by recognizing how much good you are doing, being of service. This is your source of happiness, joy, fulfillment, well-being, peace of mind, success, prosperity, meaning, impact, contribution. So be that leader. How can you do that more today than you ever have before? What is this requiring of you? For you to step up and be that leader. That means putting yourself out there. That means reaching out to people fearlessly, with courage, with strength, with knowing that you matter, accepting your role, your dharma, like this woman did. How are you relating this to your life and your challenges and your struggles? You're not the victim. You're not, woe's me, why do I have this happening in my life? No, you're standing up and being that leader, that inspiration, that example. And you're serving others and helping them so that they don't have to face the bullets that you are taking yourself as the strong person, as the fearless, courageous leader you are. Share your thoughts, write the essay sharing all of your thoughts about this and why you're going through those struggles yourself, so that others may have an easier path, so they don't have to take those bullets themselves because you're taking them for them. You're sacrificing yourself so that others don't have to suffer as you had suffered as you were becoming that strong, fearless leader. Share your thoughts about all this in the comments below and in the essay you're sending me personally at dan@danclatt.com. And do make sure that you're becoming that strong person. We're all doing this together through 8billionas1.com, and yet through operationgreatness.com/live, you're becoming that strong person, and then you're becoming part of our 8billionas1.com mastermind, and we're doing this all together through. So anyway, go and join us through operationgreatness.com/live. And I'm walking you through there through our Think and Grow Rich Direct Experience Live. And there I'm walking you through mastering the 13 steps to riches comprising Think and Grow Rich. These are the 13 things that the rich and successful have used for ages to create anything they want. And I'm walking you through applying this, the 13 steps to riches, to what is your divine design, duty, destiny, dharma. So make sure that you're joining us for that, operationgreatness.com/live, and then go all the way through that, including becoming part of our 8billionas1.com mastermind. This is the work required of every one of us now, and we're doing this together through operationgreatness.com/live. So share your thoughts about all this right here. Share this podcast. Make sure every one of your online friends is doing this, and lead them through becoming that inspired visionary leader of everyone they are able to serve. This is how you're contributing so much in leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating everyone connected with you, all your online friends, by leading them through this Action Pod number 85. Being the daily hero you truly are. Thank you. I love you. I believe in you. I know how much you matter. Thank you for being that courageous, selfless hero every day, right now, right here, from this moment moving forward. Make sure you're joining us at operationgreatness.com/live. Thank you very much.